Welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. This is the first time I've played this game, and I'm trying to avoid letting myself go past it. So, we are currently in the local, what do you call it? Oh, no. I wanted to look at it, not buy it. We are in the local smith shop, and I'm just trying to look at what's here. One-handed stiletto, unique. It's a two-handed pike. That's not for me. I'm doing two-weapon fighting. Doesn't look like there's anything here for me precisely. I mean, I haven't exactly specialized in weapons yet, so maybe there is. But countries with more than 77,000 fans. We at Obsidian wish to extend our gratitude for the opportunity, feedback, and support. Man, I wish I could have that kind of support sometime. I wish I could have the kind of staff they do. It's just me making my books and games. And that's me whining for now. Is there it? Okay, this is the road east. I don't want to look at the tree just yet. Let's see about heading to Offra's house. You think she'll say yes? Mad enough to lie with you, why not wed you while she's at it? Careful if you head east, guards patrol the eastern wood, but not the Black Meadow. And then I told her, that's not the pistol. I bet they have better gold rot chew. The cities where Kif go for Zveth, not gold rot. Ha. Another villager. Do you afford them? They're talking about buying drugs. Villager and villager. Most creatures will detect a character just after they appear at the edge of Fog of War. Sneak up on enemies, use scouting mode. Offra. Your wooden woman standing in front of the fireplace, humming a quiet tune to herself, or perhaps to her unborn child, for she is quite clearly pregnant. She turns her head slightly as you enter.
Hello.
Well, finally, I was starting to think, oh, I'm sorry, I'm expecting someone else. She gives you a cautious smile. Can I help you? Nice cat. Oh, thank you. She's a sweetheart. Keeps the house clear of mice, too. Who are you expecting? My sister Kaliska, traveling with one of the caravans. She sent a letter before she came. Said she was going to pay her way by working as a guard for the caravan master. She always was a tough one. I don't suppose you've seen her on the road. Or the caravan, perhaps. It's Master Odamus. Caravan was attacked and we escaped, but Kaliska was caught in bivouac. Offra covers her mouth with her hand, eyes wide with horror. For a few moments she can manage nothing but strangled, voiceless gasping, her eyes brimming with tears. I told her it was a dangerous path to take. Kaliska was always so certain she could take on any danger. My poor sister, I'm sorry, Danger, I can't believe she's gone. If only I hadn't called her here, if I hadn't written to her, she might still be alive somewhere. Kaliska mentioned that she thought you needed help. Perhaps I can provide some assistance. She looks at you with surprise before daubing her nose with the sleeve. That's kind of you to offer, but I don't know if I could impose this on you. It's not a small favor. Well, I feel I owe your sister. I'm worried about the baby, about the legacy. I told Kaliska as much as I could, but all I know is that for a long time now, every child born in the Gilded Vale has been soulless, empty. It's happened to so many mothers, and Lord Raedric, he's exiled all of them, calling it a sign of the gods' disfavor. With my Hathort gone, I don't know how I'd manage if I lost my home, too. I am not a paladin, so I can't use either of those. I hoped Kaliska could help me. They say Ranga, the old midwife, knows a way to prevent a child from being hollow-born, but she moved south to Onslaugh's Compass 2 seasons ago. The journey's too far for me. I can't make it as I am, But I don't have anyone else now with Kaliska gone. Please, can you help me? I'll find Ranga for you. Oh, you will? Oh, God bless you. Here, I'll give you coin to pay you with. You need to trouble yourself with that. I think it's a drink she fashions out of, well, I'm not sure, but it shouldn't be too much of a burden to carry back. Onslug's Compass is what we call the lagoon to the south. You'll have to cross the wilds to get there. That's what keeps me from trying it myself. Thank you again. You'll be saving us both. And that's, she claps her hand together. Sets a hand on her stomach, smiling through her tears. Okay, we've got to go to speak to this Mother Ranga. Offensive area effect spells may display 2 targeting circles. The inner circle will affect all the targets within it. The outer circle will only affect enemies. Okay, that's important to know. I'm running out of excuses to avoid looking at the dead woman. I don't know this Ingrid. I suppose I could afford to hire a soldier now. Oh, there you are. Welcome to our lovely village. The squat, distended body of an elderly dwarf woman dangles from thin, crooked bough that sags at the tug of her noose. The bloated purple of her flesh of her neck, worn away in patches like moth-eaten linen, bulges over the rope that suspends her, and her lifeless head lolls forward rigidly from one side to the other when the breeze shifts. You perceive a faint glow around her that casts no light on its surroundings, but there is a tepid warmth to it. You feel somehow that you could reach out and touch it, not with your hand, but with some aspect of yourself that has no worldly dimension. Kind of like I've been reaching for people's vibrant histories. You take a deep breath, clearing your mind, focusing on your objective. As you exhale, you feel yourself spreading out toward the hanging woman, perceiving all that lies between you and her with a new, unfamiliar awareness. Once you have expanded enough to reach her, there's a sudden jolt to your mind, a ringing electric surge of images and words and sounds. And I think I was supposed to have done this before I did this with all the other characters. Involuntarily, you shut your eyes and feel yourself being pulled down to some deeper consciousness in a space occupied only by you and the hanging woman. And when you open them again, she is staring at you with eyes clouded in milky fog, her body still swaying in a wind you no longer feel from a tree that stands planted in a misty void. The woman gives a slow nod of her head, the rope creaking as she does so, and she smiles at you.
Have you come here for me, dear, or have you gotten lost? Ah, it is both, I think. Yes?
I think I survived a bivouac. Do you know what that would be?
Did you now, dear? My, that would be something, wouldn't it? Could be luck, could certainly be. A storm can be a careless thing.
Okay.
Or maybe it got its hands around your soul but couldn't pick it up. A soul can be heavy if it stayed in one piece through its time. Strong souls, we call them in the trade. Cold, I mean. Called them. Those days are all behind me, no?
You said souls break apart over time?
Oh, yes. Entropy. Rimagan's work. We know little of why or how. We lose pieces of ourselves when we die and pick up pieces of others when we are born again, but less than what we lost. We tried to stop it with the animantic sciences, but with little success. No. A very small few resist Rimergan's influence and stay together through some force of defiance, at least for a time. But they all succumb eventually, I think.
Am I imagining this?
No, I think not. A pity that. It would be simpler. A mercy even. To not have to wander anymore, no? Alas, we are here, you and I, wherever here may be.
How are you able to speak to me?
Is that what we're doing? Perhaps it just seems that way. Perhaps it is the easiest way for your mind to make sense of it. I think it is a very good choice.
I need to understand something about something that's happened to me. She nods, a look of pity on her faces, though consoling a child.
The world looks a little different than it used to, is that it? Feels like you're noticing things for the first time that have always been there.
She nods.
You have seen past the shroud. It only takes an instant. Your soul remembers, yes? Remembers how it sees when it leaves the body, like being reminded of a dream you had forgotten. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
What's a watcher?
What indeed? Long hours have many animancers spent studying such things. Not I, though. Not I. I'll tell you what I know, though, since fair is fair, and here we are visiting, you and I, and it reminds me of better times. Souls pass on, some say through Audra stones, which are the blood veins of the world. They leave the world for a time and are reborn into it, sometimes more than they were before, but usually less and seldom the same. For all souls there is a time where they do not live, yet have not passed on, and those souls roam the world, same as you or I, either living or lost. But no one sees them because they have forgotten how. A watcher sees, though, knows what to look for. And sometimes they know a person just by looking at them, know where they've been in ages past when their bodies were other bodies, see memories even their owner can't recall. A wonder to behold when all goes well, a wonder.
What did you mean when all goes well?
Oh, nothing to be afraid of, I'm sure. It's just much to take in for some. Sometimes there's trouble sleeping or other difficulties.
She smiles at you reassuringly, fanning out a tuft of long whiskers that sprouts from one of her cheeks.
You should see old Meerwald. He could tell you much more than I. A watcher just like you. Helped many in his day. Took up in an old keep no one would claim. Not far, not far. Kadnua, beyond the Black Meadow. He will welcome the company.
Oh, there you are. Okay, I want to know something about you.
Me? I'll bore you to tears, though.
I don't know that you'll bore me to tears. Who are you?
And here I thought you'd come to visit me in particular. Caldara de Baranzi, of the Valian Royal Academy of Animantic Sciences. Not the greatest of their number, but I came here all the same because this was where help was needed.
What happened to you? She laughs, a rasping, choked cackle escaping between rows of buttery yellow teeth, causing her body to bob up and down with each spasm. Seeing your blank expression, she catches herself.
Oh, come now, such a question, as though the answer were plain as a rope tied for strangling. Allow an old dwarf her last bit of cheer. Well, I came where I was needed, didn't I? Offered my services to Lord Radric for a pittance, a humble pittance. I was to examine the Lord's wife, see why the gods have seen fit to poison her womb. Studied her for months, looked high and low for impurities, tested her valence, the permeability of her essence. Do you know what I found?
Okay, tell me.
Nothing at all. A healthy woman, head to toe, blessed with a beautiful soul. Such a sweet woman, too. Meek, but warm-hearted. A few months' time, and the lord of the house demanded answers. For a time, I told him what he wanted to hear. Oh, yes, my lord, she is riddled with imbalances. I must have time to cure her. As the birth drew near, he grew impatient, as lords do. And this is where I've ended up.
Yeah, I figured it would be something like that. What is an necromancer? I happen to be from far shores that have not heard of this.
A student of the soul. Something so basic, yet so poorly understood. But so many breakthroughs have been made in my lifetime. Had been made. Had been. To hear the locals tell it, we're a gang of soul manglers that preys upon the weak-minded. And the worst of us are. But the best of us, the best, inspirations, miracle workers. My parents were soul twins, miserable before they met, empty inside. It was an necromancer who helped one find the other, turned their lives around. You wouldn't believe the stories. Amnesiacs helped to remember their lives. The suicidal brought back from the brink of oblivion. The elderly afforded extra moments to say their goodbyes. How soon we forget when we're afraid. It's a fascinating science. A fascinating time to be alive in a place like Deerwood that does not control the research, no? I love the Valian Republics for many things, but their recent caution will leave them behind, I fear.
Another caution. What? That's a disturbing statement. I am not usually one in real life for blocking research because I kind of feel that I'm a transhumanist, really. Kind of feel transhumanism is an ongoing thing that started way back with language and has and agriculture, and it has been continuing onward. Um, all those things that redefine the meaning of what it is to be a man or woman. Man as in human. Sorry, I tend to forget that. I tend to be a little bit more old-fashioned in my speech sometimes. Sorry. Okay, but whenever you run across it in fiction, that's usually a bad sign because fiction likes to make advancements a source of danger.
Of course, dear.
I apparently don't have any more questions. Farewell.
Goodbye, my dear. It was lovely visiting.
Caldara closes her eyes and her head slumps forward over the noose, and your surroundings seem to bleed into your vision from some unknown place of waiting. Exezel was granted the Crucible of the Soul. This is what you get when you roll your character's name randomly using an alphabet die. Aloft looks at you through narrowed eyes. Are you all right? You seemed lost just now. Total quest experience 1400. Yes, I'm fine. My character might have been a watcher in little ways for a long time. She is a mystic that has seen visions. That's good to know. But I don't suppose you could tell me what that was all about. I'm a watcher. Well, that is interesting. And I expect this has something to do with the hooded figures in the ruins. In any case, I appreciate your honesty. Since we're traveling together, it's probably wise for us to share these things. Do you know anything about watchers? Only that they're rare, and that they seem to have unique insights into certain soul conditions, as you just demonstrated. Let's continue on. Travel to Caed Noir. We have a couple other things we need to do first.
17 and a half.
What? The smell of pipe smoke, once earthy and sweet, winds its way into your nostrils. Your eyes trace the smoke to its origin, where you find a broad man with straw-colored hair leaning against a mossy rock wall, his pipe held to his lips with one meeting hand. Yeah, I was supposed to come here first a while back. He looks at you directly in the eye, but the look is not aggressive. He regards you with a peculiar smirk.
17 and a half. Well, could be 18, depending on how you count the dwarf woman.
I'm sorry?
The dwarf woman. You were trying to figure out whether to count her as a full person. I think you oughta.
What are you talking about?
The people hanging from the tree. 18 of them. Well, last I counted, anyway.
Is that what you people do for fun around
Name's
here?
Adair. Though to the people around here, might as well be 19.
He looks you
Don't
up
think
and-
I'd put you much higher than 22, 23 tops. You look like the sort that likes to get involved.
What makes you think I was interested in the dwarf woman? He looks at you for a moment, his brow arched, his smirk broad.
I was smoking over here, saw you staring at her. Twice I refilled my pipe. You never so much as blinked. Your mouth was so slack I took you for a Radric at first.
Do you know what a watcher is?
Careful, friend. Best not use that word round here. Could be any number of Radric bootlickers within earshot. Ciphers, animancers, watchers. Same thing in the eyes of folks around here, Radric especially. They come through these parts all the time with their cures, preying on the desperate. None of them are who they claim to be. Of course, seeing you with that funny look, I'd be halfway inclined to believe you were having some kind of communion with that dwarf. Either case, maybe I'm not 19 after all. No offense.
You think you're going to be hanged?
The town's had it in for me for a long time now. Only fellow who ever stuck up for me, well, he's number 18 up there. My headman on the farm. Used to be my captain during the war.
War? Saints' War. Only one in my lifetime. Fellow decides he's the living incarnation of Yothas. Overthrows Radceres. Marches on Deerwood, so we gave him a Deerwoodian hello. What's a Deerwoodian hello?
We blew him up.
He smiles at this, but it is the smile of one recounting a joke for effect rather than enjoyment. Who is Yothas? God of rebirth and redemption, formally anyhow. Maybe they'll call him something different where you're from. I had other questions. I got time. Why was your headman hanged? Got involved. Frederick sent men down here the other day, said they had it on good authority someone in town was working with Kolsk, plotting Radric's overthrow. Said if he didn't come forward right then and there, they'd hang every last one of us. No one was coming forward, so Swift and my headman, he steps up and says, "It's him." They took him at his word. Bound to happen sooner or later, if not for plotting against Radric, then for protecting me. Sides shakes his head, eyes fixed on the tree. What does your own town have
Picked
against
the
it?
wrong god. That's what it comes down to. Used to be a lot of Aethys worshippers in Gilded Vale. That mess of rocks over there, that was a temple to him, to give you some idea. Then one day, somebody named Widewind shows up on Deerwood's doorstep. Says he's the living flesh of Aethys. Got an army with him. Suddenly, Aethys isn't so popular in these parts. My brother Woden and me, neither of us believed it. No way was that Aethys. He enlisted, then I did too. But, he didn't make it back. After the war, people took to punishing Aethys worshippers, accusing them of treason. Got real ugly, especially after the legacy started. Folks needed someone to blame. I was safe because I fought, but then this rumor starts that my brother, that he was on the wrong side. And I wasn't so safe anymore. Not till my headman stepped in and said they'd have to hang him to get to me.
Well, they've done that.
Seems that's no longer a concern. Of course, the townies don't do the hanging these days, but when Radric's men come, they got no problem doing the pointing.
You can see why I was eager to leave. I just had my timer go off, so I'm going to finish this particular conversation, and then I'm going to go to a new video. Who's Kolsk? Someone who got tired of all the hangings. He's on the run now. Probably will be until they catch him. If you're next to be hanged, what are you still doing here? Drinking, mostly. But in fact, I'm on my way out. Just haven't figured out where I'm going yet. Not a whole lot of places out there that don't think Wadewynd's legacy started with Wadewynd. Oh, we could travel together. Where are you headed? Someplace called Cade Noir. There's an old watcher there who might be able to help me.
Seem to remember hearing something about that years ago. He tamed that place. People would seek him out for all kinds of things. Troubles of the soul, questions for the departed. Of course, that was back when you didn't have to say watcher with a hush on your breath. A man such as that, there'd be things I'd want to ask him. Don't know why I never thought of it before. Not sure how I feel about setting out with a stranger, and a strange one at that. But truth be told, you might be the only one in town who wouldn't feel some relief seeing me swing from that tree.
There's a fine reason if ever I heard one.
All right then. Guess I'll do some sightseeing. Long as you're not the one picking the sights.
Let's get going. He tilts his head forward and gives you a pointed look. Okay, I'm going to switch to a new video. See you in a moment.